Hello peeps. This is Laura Cole Gonzalez with Live with Laura. Today I'm going to just teach you how to use quinoa and how to cook with it. So many of you have asked me about my quinoa recipe for the holiday weekend. So I'm just going to give you some tips and pointers regarding the basic steps of cooking with quinoa, and then we can doctor things up. I'll do other videos with specifics. But for now, I'm just going to give you the basic steps. So one of the things you'll need is at least a 6-quart pan. You'll need a measuring cup, okay? Preferably 1 cup. You'll need quinoa. So this is quinoa. This is quinoa, the white version. Okay, this is the white version. And then we also have the quinoa in a red version. So you don't have to have both, but I'm going to show you a little bit more about them in a second. And then the other tip, and one of the things that I find really makes my quinoa extra tasty, this is one of the big tips, peeps, is vegetable broth. So this is organic vegetable broth. It's low sodium. But you can make your vegetable broth from scratch if you'd like. You can use a juicer even. Great way to get your nutrients, and now that the weather is cooperating and your garden is growing, great way to, get some juicing of carrots and celery and all of those wonderful vegetables that can make wonderful vegetable broth. So, but for the easy button, I've got my vegetable broth already in my container and I'm ready to go. All right, so the biggest question you guys have for me is always, well, how do I cook it? How much water do I put in? How much quinoa do I put in? So again, we're replacing the water with the vegetable broth because it makes it much tastier. So I find that my boys absolutely love it. In fact, I'm making it right now for my son Brandon because he wants me to make him some quinoa and then easy meals that he can bring to work. So here's one of the tips. This particular container is 32 fluid ounces, okay? So if we figure that out, right, it's 1 quart. So those of you that, back in the day, you're like quarts and ounces and what's what. So what that means is we're looking at 4 cups, basically, of liquid to 2 cups of quinoa, okay? So it's just like rice, where you're doing, in rice, we're doing usually 4 to 2 ratio, and then you can double the recipe as you have more guests. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start my stove up, and I'm just going to show you just the basics because I don't want us to sit here and watch it boil, but I'm just going to give you the basics. So I'm going to pour the entire container of vegetable broth in. So that's where I was saying that's my 4 cups of liquid, right? All right. So I've got that going on, and again, it tastes so much better with the vegetable broth. This particular one has carrots, onions, celery, tomato, leeks, mushrooms, garlic, savory leaf, and ground bay leaf. So I'm actually growing my bay leaf in my garden, which is great because bay leaf is, an herb that a lot of times isn't cheap when you get in the store. But it's a great leaf to put in this, and a lot of times we'll put it in our black beans. So if you have you ever never tried bay leaf, it's a great one to incorporate into your broths and beans and meals. All right, so that was that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this up to a nice hot broth, and once it's hot, and you can either wait till it boils or you can at least wait till it gets hot enough, and then we'll add the quinoa. So like rice, we usually wait till it boils and then pour in the rice. So you can do it exactly how you cook rice. So I'm going to use the white, okay? I'm going to do 1 cup of the white. So I'm going to get another container just so that you can see how this looks. So this is what quinoa looks like, and it's high in protein. So when we're talking about alternative things to use, high nutrient valued foods that we talk about, this is high nutrient rich. So, and you're getting your protein, which you're not getting that when you're dealing with, say, something like say rice, right? You're not getting that higher level of protein. So that's my white. And then this is red, so this is what red looks like. I'm just going to pour it in here so you can kind of see it. Okay. So I've got another cup of quinoa, and that's my red. So now I've got a nice medley, which is a nice variety, and it really looks nice too when when you're presenting it. So see here, I'm just going to get my container here. All right, so it's definitely hot enough for me to add it, so I'm just going to add it. Okay. And just stir it around. Okay. We're going to bring it to a boil. And then we're going to put it on a low heat. So with my stove, I have it on a high heat burner right now to get it to the boiling point. And then I'm going to move it over to one of my lower burners, my lower heat burner, and put it on low and put the lid on and then let it actually simmer for as long as it takes to get the water out. So everybody's stove is a little bit different. Usually it's about 15 minutes. For me at least, but you definitely want to stay nearby to monitor it to make sure you don't burn anything. Just like with rice, you want to make sure all the water is out of it, and in this case it's vegetable broth, so you want to make sure that all the vegetable broth has been absorbed into the quinoa. Okay, so we're going to pretend that it boiled, right, and we're going to cover it, and then I'm going to put it on another burner that I have here that is for low heat. Okay, and then I'm just going to let it cook. So I hope that this short video helped you with how easy it is to cook nutritionally, high nutrient rich food that you can incorporate into your family's meals. Some of the recipes that I make with this are both hot, so I'll make a hot quinoa, and I'll also make a cold quinoa. So I might make it hot for that evening for whatever we're cooking up. I might fold in some other ingredients, like I might fold in black beans, I might fold in chickpeas, you know, so that's an example of ways to add additional protein, nutrients to your quinoa. And then once I have leftovers, I usually fold in some cucumbers when it's cool, and I'll put that in the fridge, and then I'll add my favorite essential oil dressing to it. I've made an amazing one that everybody loves. It's got an orange marmalade that's folded in with the essential oil, Young Living essential oil orange. So you can really have fun with quinoa, and you're gonna find that your family's gonna absolutely love it. My husband's Cuban, so rice is a big staple in the Cuban culture, and I've found that whenever I share this recipe and folks come over and taste it, they absolutely love it. In fact, my husband's aunt and uncle, they love quinoa now so much that, you know, he's happy that he can have something high in protein but a low glycemic level, so it's not as high as, you know, the rice that he's used to having. So another great way to help folks be healthier. So I hope this healthy recipe will encourage you to seize the day today and buy some quinoa at the store and just have fun with it. I mean, it's really yummy, and like I said, if you have men in your life, you know, that are always talking, oh, protein, 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 this is a great healthy protein that the whole family will enjoy. So another thing I'll fold in sometimes is sweet onions or onions, mushrooms. Those are another two ones that are great for the immune system. So yeah, just giving you some ideas of ways to incorporate your quinoa in your meal. So if you have more questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment, or if you'd like to share this, if this helps somebody else, feel free to just click share. And if you want more information, you can go to my Live with Laura website at livewithlaura.com, or my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/livewithlaura. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.